Yeah. Give me your assessment on William Skull, man. Give me were you disappointed in how he fought? I mean, I know he had the Cuban style, but were you just disappointed? He didn't really go for it more. Everything is on the line. Like, what was your thoughts on him, man?
I thought it was disgusting how he fought. I don't never want to see him fight again.
Before you continue, I actually said the same thing. I never want to see him fight. I
I,
don't,
ne- I, bro, listen, I'm a boxing junkie. I watch all kinds of fights all the time. I will ever want to see that man fight again. If I ever see his name in the highlights, I'm completely turning it off. I swear to God, I don't care who it is, what it's for. I don't ever want to see him fight again.
yeah, it's just kind of hilarious because I mean,
I can't remember a time. I like boxers. You know me, You know me. You know
Mhm.
I don't never guys like Shakur. I don't pound them guys. Devin, I don't pound him. You know, a guy that you got to right. If you apply your offense and you're scoring points, and you don't want to sit there and get a concussion, and you could fight like that and win fights like that, I have no problem. I just gave Teofimo his props. What William Skull did was not boxing. That was surviving. That was conning. The referee should have took a point away from him. Should have warned him to disqualify him. That was awful, bro. Awful performance. I know Canelo gets his flack for not cutting off the ring, and maybe he could have tried harder, but that was just bad. I don't even want to talk about that guy again, man. That was bad. That guy got a lot of money for a fight, and he didn't even beat Shiskin, to be honest with you. I know guys that have cut their arm off to get that kind of money and go in there and fight. You know what I mean? And and that was bad. That was bad for boxing, bad for him being in that position. He probably ruined his own career, but he probably don't care because he probably made the bag that night. But he probably ruined his own career. Who would actually put him on in a fight? Who would pay? Could you imagine if you like went over there to watch that fight? Like, oh yeah, Canelo's about to unify. I'm gonna get tickets. I'm gonna go to Riyadh season. I'm gonna make the. You spend $20,000 to watch that. That was bad, man. Bad, bad business.
Yeah. And like I mean, you know me on a personal level. I don't never down anybody. I appreciate all styles,
Me
but
neither. You got a right to make your money. You
yeah,
don't have to go in there and treat your head like it's a catcher's mitt. You got a right to apply defense. You got a right to try to win the fight. If a guy is a stronger guy than you and he's a bigger puncher, you have a right to fight a good fight so you don't get knocked out and you can go the distance and outpoint the guy. But what he did was bad. It was just bad, man. It was just he don't know what he did to himself. He don't know like people are gonna be people stereotyping boxing. Next time you get a Cuban guy that want to box like that, you're gonna start, man, he's gonna be another William Skull. That's the talk that's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? That was just bad.
yeah,
He
that
didn't
was
even fight.
yeah, nah,
He didn't even fight.
that was
He was like jabbing from like 5 feet away. I don't know what that was, man.
yeah,
Damn.
that was crazy. I'm on the same page with you, man. So let's move off of him, man. So I guess in a performance like that, you kind of see people that'll say, Canelo's falling off. The old Canelo would have like cut off the ring,
Mm.
stopped him. Maybe he would have, maybe not. Who knows? But do you see is that fight or is that fight not indicative of what you think Terence Crawford will do? Because I know you've been on the record saying Terence is gonna win that fight. So is that
I
fight?
said it before the fight. I said it before the fight, and I'm not changing it. Canelo's a great fighter. He's an all-time great fighter. But the timing is right for Canelo, for Crawford to beat him. Crawford's longer, he's faster, he's more agile, he got better conditioning. Canelo is obviously slipping. He used to wear a knee brace all the time. People act like that didn't happen, but I watched him. He had a knee brace on. Canelo is younger than Crawford, but he got like 67, 68 fights. It's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
You can see that he's the other side of that. Um, I bring up Sugar Ray Leonard again. Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. Hagler was more plotty. Canelo's plotting with his steps. And when a plotting fighter, a little bit older, not shot, but just a little bit older, it's hard for them to deal with agile kind of fighters. Ray Leonard was a little too agile for Hagler, although people want to make it the decision and all of this kind of stuff. Before that fight, they were scared for his health. They thought he was going to get killed.
Yeah.
Hagler didn't come close to stopping him because Ray Leonard, foot speed and his agility, his pedigree, allow him to offset Hagler. And again, it's very similar. Ray Leonard was the smaller man, but he was taller. He had faster feet. He was more agile. Same thing with Crawford. And I'm telling you, I'm not changing. I got a lot of hateful emails. People said a lot of bad stuff to me, and I'm sticking with it. Crawford is going to beat Canelo. I'm very confident, and not just because of that fight. I'm just confident that he could beat him. I would not be surprised if he stopped him. He's
Okay.
going to beat him. Yes, I would not, and I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him because of the conditioning factor and Canelo being a sitting duck. And I'm telling you, Crawford got that unique kind of punching power where he throws shots, right? And then those shots be like at 60, 70%. And then once he get in range and feel like he could touch you, then he start turning them same shots up to 100%. They start snapping you with a different kind of way. Crawford, a real sneaky, whippy body puncher, and he's going to be so up for this fight. It's hard to motivate a man that made the kind of money that Canelo has made. It's hard to motivate a man like that. It just is. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, man. It's not a little bit of money. I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo was close to $1 billion in his career. He been fighting these kind of fights on pay-per-view since like 2010, bro.
Yeah.
I could remember him fighting Shane Mosley on pay-per-view when he was a pup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now all of these years later, all of those millions and millions of dollars later, it's hard to motivate a guy like that. You know, Crawford is a guy that appears to me to still be in love with boxing. And to get through a camp the correct way, when you have money, you have to be in love with boxing because you'll just subconsciously take shortcuts. And I just like Crawford. I'm not like predicting he knocked Canelo out. I'm saying that I would not be surprised if he could stop him because he gonna be on fire for Canelo. He just is. He knows the fighter of the century is on the line. You know what I mean? The Black versus Mexican pay-per-view module that's being used, everything is on the line for Crawford. And I just feel he's gonna be so up for this fight. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and Canelo's a special fighter. But I like Bud in this fight.
When you say, yeah, you're actually the second person that I heard say that you wouldn't be surprised if Canelo stops him. I mean,
Crawford stops.
if Crawford stops him. Shakur actually said the same thing, but I didn't really pay no attention to when Shakur said it, and it's no respect to Shakur. He's cool people's. He has a great boxing mind, but Crawford is his guy. It's his big brother. I think he thinks that Crawford is the GOAT. So, I kind of take some of the stuff that he says about him, just like, okay, might be a little bit of bias there. But you're saying that also, and I know you're not biased about the situation. You're saying it's because I know he said that he might be like a sitting duck and during like the later rounds, but
You
Canelo has
ever
a pretty
see
strong chin.
he does. But guys with iron chins get stopped. Can
Yeah.
you believe James Toney stopped Holyfield? Guys with iron chins get stopped. George Foreman got one of the best chins I ever seen in my life.
Mm.
Life.
Yeah.
Ali stopped him.
Yeah.
It can happen. Manny Pacquiao got a very good chin. Marquez clipped him. Bro, people with good chins could get stopped. Any man could go to sleep at night, could be knocked out, you get hit right. And there's more than one kind of stoppage. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? It's not everything don't have to be, get just it could be a mental stoppage, it could be a corner stoppage, it could be kind of you just capitulate, it could be a fatigue stoppage. It's different kinds of stoppages. I just wouldn't be surprised. I just don't think Canelo could get in the kind of shape that he used to get into. And when you get older and you start slipping, your flaws become your downfalls. The things that you were a little weak at, it becomes bigger. Everything gets accentuated when you start to slip. So, for example, if you got a guy that doesn't have the best feet at 25, well, at 35, guys are going to be running rings around him. If you got a guy at 25, he got a B minus chin, he goes down, but it's not the best. Well, at 35, it's going to be a C minus or a D plus. You know what I'm saying? Everything becomes accentuated. Canelo never had what you call like the greatest stamina. He had good stamina. It wasn't, you don't go 12 rounds that many times and have bad stamina, but he didn't have the greatest stamina in the world. Well, now that he slowed down, you see he's not even willing to chase a guy around the ring no more because he's like, man, I'm not doing all of that. You know, I thought Canelo's feet are good. They just aren't that fast. They're deliberate and they stay up under him. He doesn't like to be out of position, but they're not the fastest feet in the world. That's going to become a bigger deal come September. I'm just telling you, those things happen. When fighters start slipping, their flaws become a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And it's a game of inches. I like Bud.